Dr. Ford, Mr. Carr, Mr. Brown, Ms. Glasscott, Ms. Bender, faculty, friends, countrymen, welcome. Recently, I have had several conversations on the concept of original thought. I was told that there are no new thoughts. All of my thoughts had been thought before. On top of this, there is no way to prove the existence of original thought. I, being a strong advocate of creativity, was completely thrown off. Here I am, surrounded by the nation's freshest, newest, and most poised young minds, and I'm still struggling with this argument. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm delivering a graduation speech, the epitome of non-creative thought. What can I say that hasn't already been said before? The reality is that the concept of original thought requires more than a 2-week period of contemplation. Therefore, in the face of a looming time crunch, I made the executive decision to embrace the graduation cliche. That being said, today is graduation day, the culmination of 13 years of legally enforced education. Today we look to the future, 4 years of parentally enforced education. It is as if these 13 years of learning are all wrapped up and compressed into one dignified and distinguished looking piece of rolled up paper, which I have just previously found out is not rolled up. This paper, this certificate, this day is essentially a stamp of approval. Not only is today the precipice of our childhood achievement, it is the day a select few of our fathers will weep and our mothers will lose the ability of speech. Today is the epitome of awesome. Apart from, we'll always cherish these moments, my favorite of the cliche sentences is, looking back on my years. This thought then leads to the inevitable. Looking back at my years at Penn Charter has really made me think of what I hold most important. I laughed a little when I read this and thought about it, and then accidentally really started taking it seriously. So after doing so, it crossed my mind that I didn't know the answer to my own very unoriginal question. What is it that I truly view as the most important thing to me? Various programs, events, absurdly confusing block schedule, and as much as I adore the fact that our schedule isn't the same on any given day in a 2-week radius, it is not the most important thing to me. When it comes right down to it, it is the relationships. The relationships I've made with the faculty, coaches, students, my grade, and the school itself. Everything I hold dear funnels into that category. Whether it is monthly hellos in the hallways, casual locker interactions, bitter feuds, or lifelong bonds of friendship, relationships are what define Penn Charter. It can then easily be discerned that I've broken up my speech today into what I hold as the most prominent examples of relationships as seen in Penn Charter. The faculty and coaches, Penn Charter's connection to its surrounding community, and of course, the class of 2008. As cliche as it sounds, and as cheesy as it is, one of the most important aspects of my high school career was the impact my teachers and coaches had on me. For instance, not many students in other schools can say that they have had close relationships with their head of school. Almost every student in Penn Charter can say that they have some kind of story or connection with Dr. Ford. Every time I see him, I think, I still can't believe he ruined the movie Pocahontas for me in 8th grade. Another good example of a Penn Charter student-teacher tie would be the one between Miss Ruin, my art teacher, and I. She has sparked and fueled my passion for art, and more than that, she gave me a taste of living life on a whim and enjoying it. What I really want to focus on today, though, is the considerable bond between PC athletes and their coaches. Great coaches are hard to come by, great friends are hard to find, and a great mentor is not a common commodity. It was when I realized I had found all 3 of these things in one person that I knew I had forged the strongest kind of relationship one can come by. When writing the speech, I was told over and over again, make it heartfelt, make it personal. I have no better example of personal and heartfelt than talking about my shot put coach. Formerly known as Chris Curtis, and for reasons unbeknownst to me, casually called Booger, he is a very rare breed of coach that athletes dream about. Although there is a lot of messing around, he doesn't sugarcoat things for you. His techniques and training schedules are always strained. He shows pride and affection through unrelenting embarrassment. The more he makes fun of you, the higher level of respect he has. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because if not, it just means that he really, really does not like me. Unlike most track coaches who never encourage Gatorade or fruit, rather, he stood on the track, right over there, and passed out French fries and onion rings as we ran by during our mile warm-up. He was a stickler about correct form, so I can only imagine how many headaches I gave him with my stubborn refusal to be properly taught. OPC, class of '89, Booger has been coaching at Penn Charter for over 20 years. He's retiring this year, and I can't imagine what Penn Charter will be like without his annoying jokes, side commentary, and the unusual ability to affect people around him. He is able to reach out to stubborn, untouchable teenagers like myself, and that is a gift. There is never a day I don't think about the comfort and words of advice Booger has given me, and I quote, "Pull your head out of your butt." Penn Charter, in all intents and purposes, is a living, breathing entity. It grows, develops, and matures as the society does around it. Speaking as Penn Charter's president of the Gay Straight Alliance, I know firsthand about the problems Penn Charter has faced and will face in the future. As a freshman, I attended the very first year of PC's GSA. In the beginning, there were very few supporters and even fewer participants. The word gay was widely synonymous for stupid. Our National Day of Silence sign-up sheet was numbered as about 17 and littered with fake names and prank signers. Over the past 4 years, I've watched and helped the group grow. In 11th grade, I was chosen as the next year's president of the club. It was a responsibility I didn't take lightly. The GSA is not without its controversy, yet this year was easily one of our best. I would love to say it was because of my leadership, but I know it was due to the ever-growing and diversifying community and participants. This year we had around 200 of Penn Charter's staff, faculty, and students sign a pledge for Ally Week, a movement that aimed at stopping anti-LGBT slurs and harassment. On National Day of Silence, we had over 65 students and around 30 to 40 teachers either participate or support. That's a 400% increase from just 4 years ago. Yet as far as we've come, we still have farther to go. As long as I walk through the hallways and hear, "That test was so gay," I know that the GSA is not obsolete. I know that with each passing year, Penn Charter becomes more and more open. This is largely due to the student body and our class. Let's face it, we've endured harder struggle. 3 consecutive years of swimming class, getting locked in our own lockers, the Poisonwood Bible, and of course, happiness is camping. The battle against narrow-minded prejudice seems far less daunting now. The feel of a high school in large part comes from the general attitude of its senior class. Therefore, I can say with utmost certainty that this year's high school feeling was one of awesomeness. Throughout the year, our class has been praised continuously. We are applauded for our strong leadership, our vivacity, and our ability to break down grade barriers. The students behind me excel in athletics, academics, and the arts. So according to the administration, and this is a direct quote, we are hella cool. More than that, any member of our grade would attest that we're more than just awesome. We're friends and we're leaders. We've left a legacy at Penn Charter through our musical and artistic creativity, comical reaction to challenges, and mass amount of dress code related detentions. Robin McDowell summed up what I wanted to say perfectly. We are a grade of friends. I feel absolutely comfortable talking with anyone in any friend group. I think that this is a rare trait throughout grades in high school. We're tight. In this final year, we have joined together to build up old relationships and cultivate new ones. While we know we won't keep in touch with everyone, we know that we most definitely will Facebook stalk each other on occasion. So, maybe there is no such thing as original thought, but there is such a thing as creativity. My grade has a copious amount of that. Our creativity comes from the amazing opportunities PCA has given us, our interactions with each other, and our own growth. It is because of this that our grade has accomplished great things for our school. I'm sure we all, in some way or other, feel as if we are responsible for bringing in G4 and Mr. Larrabee. I know that half of us believe that it was solely our presence that won PCGA Day and kept Showcase 109 running smoothly. In fact, I'm positive that a select few of us believe that William Penn owes us something. Actually, if you think about it, it's plausible to assert that the kindly Quaker really did found this school for our grade. In many ways, I think that that statement is right. Although we are only one brick of the foundation, we're a pretty important one. With each step we take or change we make, the school community steps or change with us. So, just like this year, my speech has finally come to an end. Clearly, there is no way I can ever fully express how I feel about Penn Charter. How I feel about its faculty, its coaches, its staff. They've watched me grow and they've helped me learn. Most importantly to me is I can never, ever tell you, my grade, what you mean to me. Everything I wanted to say is just so beyond cheesy that I cringed when I was drafting the speech. So when it comes right down to it, my relationships with you individually and as a whole have shaken me to the core. I was once cynical and bitter, and now at the end of it all, I'm that girl that cried when she was writing her commencement speech. There is no way to say this eloquently. I love you, I will miss you. Stay classy, class of 2000.